Welcome to today's lesson, which is about factoring algebraic expressions. The goal of today's lesson is that you can use the distributive property to factor algebraic expressions with two variables and with negative terms. So here we have 2a minus 4 and we want to factor it. So we need to find the greatest common factor of 2 and negative 4, or 2a and negative 4. What's the greatest number we can divide both of these by? We can divide them both by 2. So we can divide them in half, and you can see in the drawing we have split this in half here, and so each side is a minus 2. So let's look at the GCF. 2a divided by 2 leaves a, and negative 4 divided by 2 leaves negative 2. Put them in parentheses. We divided by 2, so put 2 on the outside. So we have 2 a minus 2's, which is what the picture represents. So let's look at factoring 3a plus 6b. What's the greatest common factor of 3a and 6b? We can divide both of these by 3. So we would have 3 outside the parentheses. 3a divided by 3 is a. 6b divided by 3 is 2b. And if we look at the diagram representing this factoring, we see that the 3a and 6b have been factored into 3 groups of a plus 2b, just like we calculated using greatest common factor. Sometimes we'll have more than one variable. On the left hand side here we have a and b. We have 7a plus 7b plus 14. The greatest common factor of all of these is 7, so we will divide all of them by 7. So 7 will be outside the parentheses. 7a divided by 7 is 1a, or just a. 7b divided by 7 is b, and 14 divided by 7 is 2. So when we factor 7a plus 7b plus 14, we get 7, and then in parentheses a plus b plus 2. And if you'd like to check your work, you can do it by expanding, by multiplying all of the terms inside the parentheses by the 7 on the outside, and you would say, I'm going to multiply 7 times a and 7 times b and 7 times 2, and I get 7a plus 7b plus 14, which is the same as I started with, so I know that 7 and then in parentheses a plus b plus 2 is a correct factoring. And let's look at negative 25m and negative 10n. What's the greatest common factor of negative 25 and negative 10? It's negative 5. I can't divide 25 by 10 evenly, but negative 5. So negative 25 can be divided by negative 5, and negative 10 can be divided by negative 5. So I will have negative 5 outside the parentheses. Negative 25 divided by negative 5. Negative divided by negative is positive 5m. And negative 10n divided by negative 5, you've got negative divided by negative, so that's going to be positive as well, plus 2n. So there we have factored negative 25m minus 10n and got negative 5 times 5m plus 2n. So when factoring, divide all the terms in the expression by their greatest common factor, and if all of the terms in the expression are negative, you can factor out the negative sign. So today you saw how to use the distributive property. Essentially, you're working in reverse from expanding to factor algebraic expressions, and you saw how to do it with more than one variable and with negative terms. And that's the end of today's lesson.